Hi, everybody. Okay, we left off. Things were getting pretty intense. Shade was in the house. Ty had shot him through the arm with a harpoon, which was stuck into the acrylic behind him. And then to get out, he pushed that through his arm to get off. Wah! The image is just so disgusting, but yet kind of cool. All right, so the sound of the harpoon hitting the floor jolted me back to reality. Shade was free and coming for me. I lifted the shock prod, but I had missed my chance. Shade raced toward me, turning from red to black until he was nearly invisible again. I should have cut the light to give myself the advantage, but he was already on top of me before I had a chance. I spun, aiming the prod at the outlaw circling me, but with the moon pool at my back, I had nowhere to go. Closing in, Shade wrenched the shock prod from my grip, throwing it across the room where it clattered against the gear lockers. I went for my knife, but Shade was too quick. He ripped my knife from my belt, flung it into the moon pool. Before I could slip into the moon pool as well, he threw me down so hard that white hot pain flashed through my brain as my head thumped onto the floor. I forced myself to stay conscious. The glow from the lantern played over Shade's skin, black and slick. As I scuttled backward through the puddle, his eyes reddened until his pupils were slits of fire. Stomping on my chest, he pinned me to the floor with his bare foot. "Where's the girl?" he snarled. I shook my head. He'd have to kill me before I gave up Gemma and Zoe. A drop of Shade's blood spattered onto my neck. As I whipped my face aside to escape his dripping wound, a movement caught my eye. Through Shade's legs, I saw Zoe peering through the spindles of the staircase. Gemma grabbed Zoe by the arm and tried to pull her back up the stairs. Zoe twisted and tugged, but Gemma hauled her up step by step, almost out of sight until Zoe bit her wrist. Hard. When Gemma's hand sprang open, she fell back. Zoe tore down the stairs. Shade turned at the noise. Clawing at his leg, I tried to free myself, only to have him grind his foot down harder. Zoe stopped on the bottom step, in her nightgown, with her curls wild and a toy shark clutched in her arms, while Gemma slipped out of sight at the top of the stairs. "Get off him!" Zoe's voice was shaky but ripe with warning. Shade's gaze dragged over her. "Sweet," he drawled, "but not the one I wanted. Where's the other girl?" When I didn't answer, he bore down with his foot so hard I choked with pain. "The one from the docking ring." "Stop it!" Zoe yelled. "Tell me," he warned. His pupils widened until his eyes were entirely red. "Or I'll ask the angel over there." "Go ahead and ask me, jerk face!" "Zoe!" I croaked, while waving her away, only to cry out as one of my ribs cracked under Shade's heel. He broke his rib. "Where," the outlaw spat each word, "is she?" "Here." Gemma stumbled down the stairs and stepped in front of Zoe, blocking her from the outlaw's view. "Please don't hurt them." She threw down her jade knife. With a curl of her fingers, Shade coaxed her forward. When I squirmed with renewed effort, he glanced down as if deciding whether or not to kill an insect. Shade was going to take Gemma, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. But someone else could. "Zoe!" I gasped. "Do it!" Between Shade's legs, I saw her scoot around Gemma. "Now! Touch the—" My words ended in a scream as Shade's foot bore down and cracked another of my ribs. Despite my agony, I forced my eyes open to see Zoe kneel next to the puddle that had spread across the wet room floor. She'd dipped her finger into the water. A second later, a tsunami of pain hit me as electricity blasted through me, frying every nerve ending in my body. Above me, Shade spasmed as if caught in a lightning storm, and then stiffened. When he collapsed, a second wave of pain crashed over me, and my world went black. What did Zoe do? She put her finger in the water, and then Ty felt electricity running through him. The book is called Dark Life, and they're called that, and some of the kids have dark gifts. Does Zoe have a dark gift? What can she do? We'll find out tomorrow. Bye.